Well, let me zoom in here. About time to record. Well, it's about time for me to harvest my grapes. This vine right here is the purple grapes, and this is the first year that I got grapes on it. And as you can tell, the grapes are kind of small, and the leaves is kind of scarce on that plant. I did cut those grapes back a little bit, took some of the grapes off, but not too much. So we're going to harvest those. There's quite a few there, really. Then we got my green grapes. This is the second year that I've got grapes, and they're a little bit bigger. See my strawberries blooming there. But I didn't get as many bunches of grape on this year. Now, to be fair, I did not prune this back at the beginning of the year. But we got a few good bundles of grapes on there on the underside. Not as many as I would have liked, but not too bad. So I'm going to get these all taken off the vine, and we'll get them inside and get them cleaned up and get them in the freeze dryer. I'll see you then. Okay, there's my harvest. Not a lot, but the green ones actually came up pretty nice. So I am going to get these all cleaned up and picked through and rinsed off. Now when I grew these, I used no pesticides. So you may or may not have noticed when I was showing you them on the vine that my leaves were kind of eaten away. That's because we have Japanese beetles and they love grape leaves. So I went online and figured out how to get rid of those naturally, and what you do is you get some soapy water in a bowl, and every day you go out there and you just knock them off the leaf into the soapy water and they drowned. And that's a way to kind of save your leaves, and it did pretty well this year. Last year they tore my vines up. So I didn't use any pesticides, but I am going to still rinse these off. And then we will do my bug crawling there. We will do my, what do they call that? Blanching. Now I have another video. I'm not going to go through the process in this video because I've done a really nice step-by-step video showing me blanching grapes, although those were store-bought, but these should react just the same even though they're smaller. And so I'll leave a permanent link to that in the video description below, and you can just click that and see how to do it. But basically a quick rundown of that is we bring a pot of water to boil. We throw in our grapes, small batches at a time, manageable batches at a time. And as that water comes back up to a boil, the grapes will start to float. As soon as they start floating, that means they're ready. You don't have to cook them. We do not want to have cooked grapes. So we scoop those out as they float, and then we put those that we scoop out into a bowl of ice water to chill them down real quickly. So it's a real simple process, a little time consuming, but I just want to reiterate that we don't cook these. We throw them into the boiling water. That'll drop the temperature, and actually they start floating before it actually comes to a full boil again. But as they float to the top, we're going to scoop them off and throw them into some ice water. Real simple. So let me get these all picked out, and let me see. We'll give us a weight on these and see how many I got this year, and I'll see you then. Okay, check those out. Not too bad of an amount of grapes. Mix them all together when I do them. So, got my pot of water on the stove getting ready to boil. Now I'll get these blanched and into the trays. I'll see you then. Oh, I want to see how many pounds I got out of that. Well, that's a nice number. 3.33 pounds. Couldn't have done better if I wanted to. 3 1/3 pounds. Okay, so let's get these blanched in on the trays. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, that's the last of the grapes there. I did 1.5 pounds on the first tray. And it's 1.25 pounds on this tray. I will say that the small grapes, I see a stem there. Small grapes did float. The green grapes, like the fresh grapes, fresh greens, seem to float quicker. But they all floated in the end. And yeah, so those are my homegrown grapes. Let's see how they come out of the freeze dryer. I'm going to get these frozen solid and into the freeze dryer. Next time you see it, both trays will be coming out. I'll see you then. And there you have it. My homegrown, home harvested, miniature little grapes. So let's get these bagged up. That was about a 40-hour run as usual because I always add extra time because of my work schedule. So let's get these packaged and then we'll do a taste test. There you have it. 2 quart-sized jars of miniature grapes, freeze dried. And I also had, just to fill the space up, I had in my pantry some spicy V8, a ½ gallon. So we went ahead and freeze dried that. So ½ quart of powdered V8 juice is ½ gallon of V8 juice. What do you think of that? So I need to do another video on those, doing individuals, I think, or something. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that. But let's do a taste test on these grapes, and then I'm going to get these vacuum sealed. So first of all, I want to show you, there's one of the grapes. Let's see how crunchy they are. See that? Lovely. Never beat blanching. It always makes a nice crunchy grape. Oh yeah, that's like eating candy. I love grapes. I don't know if I ever told you guys how I come up with blanching them. It's purely by accident. I was freeze drying fruit cocktail, and I noticed when I was eating my fruit cocktail freeze dried that the grapes came out really nice and crunchy. And before I was cutting them in half and all that stuff, poking holes in them, cutting them in half, and I never really got that texture that I wanted. But from the fruit cocktail, they came out beautiful. Well, what's different between a canned fruit cocktail and the way I was doing it? And the only thing I could come up with is, well, when you can stuff, you heat it, so it must be blanching it. And then I did some research online at one of the Canning Institute people, and sure enough, there's directions on how to blanch grapes. So I tried it, and I ain't looked back since, because these come out beautiful and crunchy. I kind of like these small size better than the big size. The full size grapes at the store. Packed full of flavor. The sweetness is intensified. Just a beautiful little crunch. Oh yeah. Now my red grapes, or purple grapes, or whatever they're called, they were proliferate. I had tons of those this year and very little of the greens. But if you ask me which grape I prefer the green grape. Both delicious, but the green grape to me is just a little bit sweeter. Oh yeah. Those are delicious. So there you have it. I'm going to put those away. I'm not going to eat those. If I want some more grapes, I think I'll just go buy some, but I'm going to put these away and eat them over the winter when nobody else has fresh grapes or very expensive grapes from the store. I can be munching on these at my computer desk right from the jar of my homegrown grapes. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you for watching.